All right, here's my basic tutorial on ArcGIS Online and also how to use the Boise Open Data. So I'm gonna run through a couple different things here and like make a basic map. But I've learned that there's several different options of things you can do. So first thing you got to do is go to arcgis.com. I think if you just type in arcgis.com without all that, it just takes you to the same spot. Oh, I guess it doesn't. Okay. What we want to do is we want to go to the online version. So this is, ArcGIS Online. And then we go to learn more, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What you got to do eventually is find the home. I just totally messed this up. Anyway, I think overview might help. Anyway, this is a waste of time. So I'm sorry. What I do is when I start typing in arcgis.com/home, I guess it's /home/index.html. That's the easiest one to use. It goes right into the online. I don't know how to get there straight from arcgis.com apparently. Anyway, so one thing you do is you can sign up for an online account. So I have an online account already, but you just have to go to ArcGIS Online, just Google it, whatever, and you can sign up for a free online account. I would use your school email. It's really weird. It's gonna like keep asking you to like log in. It's very strange how to actually make a map, because what it says is like make your first maps and apps, but it never works that way for me. Whenever I do, there's different tutorials, but one thing that you can just use, and you don't need an account for this. What I was actually going to show you is if you go to arcgis.com/home, whatever, HTML, home index HTML, whatever that is, and go straight to ArcGIS. Why is it not being consistent? Anyway, here we go. Is you can go down and you can actually like find the living atlas, and you don't even have to like sign into an account. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. They have lots of different like examples of different things that you can already look at. It kind of pulls up like this, and you can do maps of weather watches, alternative fuel stations, like all sorts of different things, environmental maps. So there's a lot you can do even without signing in. The only issue with that is like you can't save it, and you're going to have to print it, the day that you do it or the time that you sit down to do it. You have to get rid of it and like, print it and save it on your desktop or something like that. But there's lots of different things that you can find in here just without even using an account. So anyway, I can probably try to direct a link to that because I already signed into my public account. Okay, so let's just say that I want to make a new map. Don't do anything with this. When I click this, it like doesn't get me to where I want to be. I don't know what it's doing. It just messes up and signs you back out. So if you're signed in, you just go to up here, it says map. So you just click map, and that's going to take you to the map viewer. So right now it kind of centrally locates on the United States. Yay for living in America. So you just have that available for you. The first thing you want to do is just get used to kind of some of the tools here. So you've got a search bar where you can search for things. You've got time zone labels. I don't do a lot with that. You can hide the interface so that you don't have all the stuff toggled on there, so you can look at it more easily. You can zoom in, zoom out. These are adding sketches. When you add a sketch, you can do different things. I would just leave those alone. But you can make points. You can do, I've made a symbol of wolves for no reason. I don't know. I'm just making wolves. You can draw things. You can make them, you can have different colors and transparencies and things like that. So you can sketch things on here. I guess they have shortcuts too, but whatever. You can also make like lines. You can make shapes. You can make circles. You can do text, all sorts of different things on the sketch layer. I'm going to get rid of that for now though. Also, there's map tools where you can do measurements and do locations. Sometimes they'll give you some effects and some properties. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this, and I'll show you some examples, but these are like your tools for the map. These are the actual attributes of your map. So the first thing I would do if I have a brand new map like this is I would go down to, actually, I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to go down this more section right here, or sorry, the more section right here. These are like the functions of the map. and I would go to the base map. So you can pick different, this is like, the base map is like, what is the bottom map that you're going to be looking at? And there's a lot of different ones. You can change it to imagery. You can make it a like imagery street hybrid. The one that I always like to work with right away is I just find the OpenStreetMap to be the clearest and gives me the most stuff that I actually want to work with. So I would do that if I were you. Start with an OpenStreetMap, and we'll zoom in on Boise so we can look at what we're doing a little more. Okay, so that's gonna be my base map, but you can change. There's a lot of different base maps that you can do. You can mess around with that as much as you want to. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this in like real time. So, all right. So here's kind of our area that we explored for the IA. So we'll kind of try to work with that a little bit as well. Okay. The other thing you can do with this, you can draw on it and add things like that. But I just want to show you how to do layers. So this is where the whole point of doing ArcGIS really like comes in right here. So you click layers, and you can add a sketch layer where you can sketch things on and it'll save it for you. That's something you can do. I would recommend using a stylus if you have one, or your finger if you have a touch screen. But yeah, but then we have add. So you can add things from the Living Atlas itself. So I would click the Living Atlas, and there's lots of different things, but I want to make this easier for you because some of this stuff doesn't always work for every place. Like sometimes they just have stuff for China and things like that, and it doesn't work very well. So if you click this filter button right here, I would keep everything the same. It's going to show you the most recent things, but I would click this only show content within map area, because then it's only going to give you things that will be available for the map area that you're looking at. So click that, get rid of it. So I don't know, it takes a little while to find some things. A lot of these are weather maps because people care about the weather. Could do World Buddy Program improve urban heat health. That's good. All right, this is a cool one. Where will tree planting improve urban heat health? If you're doing urban stress and heat island effect, this might be a good one to do. So click add, and I'm going to get out of the layer. Just click out of it. Okay, and it'll show you like all these areas where the greatest benefits to having more tree cover will be. So we studied the central business district, and we can see that. So this doesn't mean like right here in this exact spot. It means in this like tract of land. That's where it's going to be most important. So if you click on it, it'll tell you more information about it. So this is just this area, Census Tract 1 of Ada County. So it's basically this whole area is what it's looking at. And then this is a separate area. And you can make this map and you can look at it like, hey, we could have a really effective, change in our heat index if we had more trees here. And then you can look at, what level of tree cover did we see in those areas, or how much green space did we see in those areas when we went there? And then you can combine some of your pictures with this map that you made that shows this. The other thing you can do, sorry, I'm just showing you some basic stuff, but that's one layer, okay? Another layer one thing that'll come up is the properties. So this is the properties of the map. It's important to just check these quick when you're looking at them. I'll show you another example in a second. This is pretty easy because it just has these tree cover things here. It says information. It's going to tell you what this is. There may be some properties, if you click manage layer properties, that you can change. I think I might have just froze it out, which isn't good, but great. Okay, well, here we go. Oh, never mind. They have to keep them. You have to keep them the same. The symbology will be here. You can edit the layer style, which means you can choose how you want it to show up. You could do something where it's more color-based. You could do a color and a size. So right now it's showing counts and amounts with these little triangles, but you could also do counts and amounts in a color. See what it looks like when it does it. Sometimes it works really well. So there you go. Now it's going to show you more like a choropleth, like a whole area, and how that looks with tree cover. Now notice it did everything. So hang on, click done here. Go back to properties. Okay, so the other thing we can do is we can change the actual colors of it and things of that that nature in a second, but hang on, I'll show you that in a second. Okay. The other thing I like to do is mess with the transparency a little bit, because see how you can't really see anything right now? That's not super helpful. So what you can do is you can change the transparency of the layer like this, and it'll start to show the bottom map more through it. That can be helpful. You can also change the visible range that you can see it on. That's not going to really impact anything, as long as this is like where we are right now. So as long as the range is where we're supposed to be, should be okay. Yeah, I think that's all we can change, other than we should be able to switch. We should be able to switch this style here. Here we go. Okay, so if we click style options right here, we can change the color if you want to. If you want to make it like a really different color, if you want to make it more transparent, there's a lot of things you can do if you want to change just, I don't know, the aesthetic of it. And that's kind of up to you. I'm colorblind. I don't mess with it a whole lot, but you can change a lot on what it's going to look like. Okay, so that's one thing you do. But again, just to walk ourselves back here, we got here by putting a layer in the living atlas, and then we went and we did the properties. There's also some style, and then we did styles. So property and styles are big ones. They might give you some effects that you can put in. It really depends on what type you're going to do. I don't think you need to get that into this for our purposes, but it is something you could do. And then something else you could even do is you could start to sketch on it. You could do like some lines or something of that nature. So I haven't had a lot of luck drawing on it. It just doesn't seem like it's really worked very well for me, but you can check something out and do like lines around it if you want to make like boxes, and then you can see. My problem is I always like end up messing it up. Anyway, you can make shapes, things like that. All right. So let's just say that we're happy, like this is the map we wanted to create. It's got this one little box. It's going to show tree cover and how important it is. The next thing you can do is you can print it. So if you click right here, this more button, and it says print. Let me check my time when I have a second. I only got 2 minutes. I don't know why it's taking so long. All right, well, let me try it again. While we're waiting for that, since I have 2 minutes left, I'll also show you on Teams, I posted this. So this is something you don't even need an account to use. You can just use it. So City of Boise has a lot of its GIS stuff already up. So what I find is easiest is just clicking view all data and maps. And then it's going to show you all the things that they have maps for. So one thing that I saw is you can search for zoning, and you can see what the Boise zoning is. Some of them are maps and some of them are tables and some of them are both, and you just kind of have to work with what you have available. So usually it comes in and it looks really weird for some reason at first. Click view full details and click more info, and it's going to come to this. If you click more info enough and you do the view the map, and then for some reason then it comes back around. I don't know why that one didn't. Oh, the other thing you do is you just click I want to use this, do create a map, and then it just opens up a nice map for you right there. One thing it's not doing though is it's not showing me the correct colors. There it goes. Now it will. Okay, so see, now I have a zoning map, and now I can add some things to it as well. And I don't even need an account for this. The only thing is you can't save it. So now you could just like do layers, and you can just add the layers that you wanted like before. So maybe I have, you can do other ones from Boise. You could also do the living atlas again. So maybe you want to do, again, I would check this only show map and content area. And do something like where would, there it is, the tree planting. They add the trees to it. And now we can see like, there's what we have issues with the tree cover.